Sasa, you doing today's blog? She's doing today's blog, everybody. The spaceship has landed with dragon inside. Sasinko, your dragon has landed?
Space Station, where two astronauts, Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken, will then.
They said 60 meters, so that's probably 30 by now.
Space Station, again, NASA's not saying exactly how long they'll be there. It could be several weeks. It could even be several months. But again, they are inside that capsule. We watched it live.
They're going to show a video how they come in, too.
13. At 3:22 p.m., we watched them lift off. And again, that was the second attempt. Wednesday's attempt, of course, was scrubbed because of storms in the area at the Kennedy Space Center. Yesterday's launch went off without a hitch.
How cool is this, right?
You're listening in right now to what's going on.
Four bulkhead Dracos, not to be used at this time. And then, of course,
hopefully I have enough video, babe. Can you prepare your phone?
Capture system.
Please.
So you hear the directions right now live. Now this is actually going to autonomously dock, so it will automatically navigate itself to docking at the ISS. But this is just an incredible moment that we're witnessing right here.
We copy and concur, 10 meters.
10 meters
we're
away.
Less than 10 meters away. Again, we're closing at that rate of less than
They made it.
a meter per second. We should be just about 1 minute 45 seconds away from docking.
There's a centerline camera.
That's pretty far,
in the
right?
middle, so that you can see where
All
the
night like that?
is. And right in the middle of that, there's a window, and there's a centerline camera that is aligned with the center of the vehicle and the center of the docking mechanism.
So just about 1 minute away.
And we are just 5 meters away. Again, we're racing that sunset. This Dragon continues to close, 4 meters to go.
Those shadows of the space station on the vehicle.
This is incredible. You really have to be wondering what the astronauts inside that capsule are thinking.
They're thinking they made it.
A minute away from docking with
3
the
meters to go.
ISS.
2 meters. We are inside the hands-off point, the chopped crew.
Wow, right?
1 meter to go.
And again, just another
That thing
moment
is
of
huge.
incredible history as the Crew Dragon is right now just seconds away from docking from the International Space Station. Inside, 2 American astronauts, Doug Hurley and Bob
Soft
Behnken.
capture complete.
Dragon is
Inside.
soft capture confirmed. Stand by for retraction and docking.
And we just heard it, soft capture. We have docking, that coming at 7:16 a.m. Pacific time, with the station and Dragon flying 262 statute miles right over the border between northern China and Mongolia.
And the Crew Dragon actually docking about
Again,
8
if
minutes
just now
early.
tuning in,
They were supposed to dock
that soft
at
capture, that docking coming
10:29.
7:16 a.m. Pacific, 10:16
Oh, so they arrived
a.m.
even earlier,
over
huh?
on the East Coast.
there you go.
Dragon and
10:29.
International.
Soft capture ring
So
retraction.
that soft capture ring now going to retract. It's one more step on the way to docking complete.
Yeah, and so the next step here is once the soft capture ring is retracted, there are 12 latches that we refer to as hard capture latches. Those are what will really create that pressure tight
Look how
seal
cool that looks.
between the Dragon spacecraft
With the little cap
and the
open,
International
right?
Space Station.
Again, this
That's right.
is live
We're
streamed from
expecting to hear
NASA that we're listening in on.
Yeah, where is that
Pretty
channel? I
monumental
cannot find
moment.
it.
I mean, for Doug Hurley, he's
Do you
returning
remember?
to where he last
I went through like
docked
200
almost
channels and I
9
couldn't
years
find
ago
it.
on the very last space
I know I
shuttle
have it. I watched it
commanding
before.
the very first commercial spacecraft to deliver
I'll try
astronauts to
again.
the International Space Station.
That's got to be cool for them. They've mentioned quite a few times that they're best friends. Our favorite dads in space, as we've been calling them. This has got to be really cool for them. It's got to be really cool for their family.
We said about 70%
Retraction
complete
is completed.
about retraction.
We'll keep an eye out for the 12 ready to hook indicators. Once those are ready, those 12 hooks will begin to engage, and that'll securely attach Dragon to the International Space.
Deployed correctly and is fully retracted, and then once the soft capture system is fully retracted, that'll set up the vehicle to put in the hard capture pins.
So they opened the second one. That's it, that's the door right there. Well, I'm sure they have a different name for it.
Section 5, and we've got a timer started for 1 hour.
Suits are drying, and you have started a timer for 1 hour. With that, do we have your permission to come back on board?
Get you back on board.
We copy you. We are go to come back on board. And with that, you are go to perform sections 1 through 3 of 4.400. We do recommend deferring your step 2.1 for the waste system flush until closer to hatch opening. In section 3, as you are performing your inventory, please collect all your food and water bottle trash and consolidate it into the 2 trash bags within their common bags in location 18. You will transfer the plastic bags containing this trash to ISS for disposal during a scheduled activity after ISS ingress. And do note that you are welcome to defer this inventory until after you eat your meal that is scheduled for right about now.
This is Mission Control Houston.
That's what he
Chris
needed the
Cassidy
batteries
opens
for
the
that
hatch
light.
to the international docking adapter, 11:37 a.m.
He needed
Central
extra
Time.
batteries,
Station and Dragon
just in
flight.
case if the batteries that are in there
267
right
miles
now
over the South Pacific.
dies
This is
out.
view from the camera at the forward
But
end
they
of
said
Dragon.
it should last.
Until Dragon hatch opened and the APAS hatch was just opened.
Again, now only one hatch separating Bob Benkin, Doug Hurley from Chris Cassidy, who you're seeing here from those Dragon views. Expected time to open that hatch is about 20 minutes from now.
Dragon SpaceX on Dragon to ground, comm check.
Dragon to ground, how us?
A little choppy, how me? Thank you, and please give Anatoly a call on Big Loop.
Okay, we'll call Anatoly on the Big Loop, and I'd also like to report 2 bottles of water consumed from location 9, bag 204.
Again, it's been a process to get to this point. Just about 2.5 hours ago, docking to the International Space Station was Bob Benkin and Doug Hurley aboard the first commercial American vehicle to dock to the International Space Station with crew aboard. Again, we're expecting about 10 to 15 minutes to open up that hatch. One more hatch separating Bob Benkin and Doug Hurley from the inside of the International Space Station. Still looking at Cassidy doing some of the prep work for that hatch. We'll get some great views that Cassidy set up over the past few hours to capture this historic moment today.
I always wonder what language do they communicate between each other.
Space to ground 2, station is ready for Dragon hatch equalization.
Can you wave to them? You think they took that stuff off yet? Those suits?
And there's Bob Behnken.
There he goes. You see that? I barely got him in the corner.
1:02 p.m. Eastern.
Open.
Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley opened the hatch to the International Space Station after launching from American soil on a U.S. vehicle for the first time in 9 years. The first time ever for a commercially built spacecraft.
So they use it different then, right? For the others. There they go. This is inside the Dragon right here. See that? The little hatch. They probably leave it open, right? When they're in there. I'm sure they got food and everything inside. Like delivery stuff. And that's inside the ship. You can still see, I thought that was the toy dragon.
Commander Chris Cassidy now talking with Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken aboard the Crew Dragon spacecraft. That hatch opened at 12:02 p.m. Central, 1:02 p.m. Eastern.
Are they gonna leave that toy dragon inside the thing or take it with them?
Because Sassy wants to know. Sass, the dragon toy stays inside, okay? That toy.
Dragon on the big loop, the hatch is open in
The toy stays inside.
5.400. How copy?
He was right here, Ryan, flying.
I copy.
That little dragon toy.
Great to hear. Thanks.
They probably put him in the bag. There he goes.
Transition to
See him?
2.102 Crew Dragon ISS arrival through the hatch opening.
I copy. With that, I understand you are
You see him?
with 4.400 and will follow along with you as you transition to the ISS.
I can't.
Sassy, your dragon's on board. The dragon is on board, Sassy. He's on board. He's got his tail up. See? His little tail right there. Yeah, he's doing all right. See the dragon, Sassy?
Crew aboard.
Sassy's watching the dragon. She's watching the dragon.
I want to see the full dragon.
It'll be the first time that Americans will enter the International Space Station on a rocket launched from
He's over
US
there,
soil,
Sassy. He's over there.
built by an American.
Dragon on the big loop in step 6.1.
Setting up the cameras for the ceremony.
102 IMV duct installation is complete. Go for IMV fan activation.
Ride the International Space Station.
And that's Sassy's dragon. That's Sassy's dragon. He's just hanging out, Sasinka. He's hanging out. He's okay. Sassy, there's your dragon. There's your dragon. That's a dragon, all right. He's doing all good, Sasinka. He's doing good. He's doing very, very good. He's all shiny, shiny dragon. Sassy's dragon is on board, right here. You see him? You see him? Dragon is doing okay. Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's hanging.
You see him? How cute, right?
Sasinka, he's in one piece. Don't worry. He's all in one piece. Sassy wants to know if he was scared.
Nothing in MCC. We see you trying. Never copies. With pleasure. We'll be there in a second.
Wasn't the door like lifted sideways or something? It was kind of hard to see, right? There they go. Look, he's like swimming. It's so cool. Look.
We have Bob Behnken from SpaceX Demo 2 mission entering the International Space Station.
How awesome, right? That feeling, imagine.
Followed by Doug Hurley.
Actually, the ones that flew out from Kazakhstan, they asked them what was the first feeling. They said that feeling going through that tunnel, that feeling of the stretch. You hear me? It was, they said it was like the, I don't know if it was weird or cool, it was like different. This guy.
Station Houston, we see you, and it's a great-looking photograph. So thanks for that. Stand by one. We'll call you when we're ready for the event in the next few seconds.
Is he having an anxiety or something, right? He's excited. He's full of emotions, you can tell, right?
Crew all gathered in front of the cameras at the Node 2.
He probably bumped it. That's why they probably put that soft stuff. Remember I told you why did they put that soft stuff? That's why. He still managed to bump his head.
Houston, this station, we are ready for the event.
Copy that. And sir, Administrator Bridenstine, welcome to MCC. Please call the station for a voice check.
Appreciate that, sir. It's obviously been our honor to be just a small part of this. We have to give credit to SpaceX, the Commercial Crew Program, and of course NASA. It's great to get the United States back in the crewed launch business, and we're just really glad to be on board this magnificent complex.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks in Hawthorne were asking the same question, sir, but we did get probably a good 7 hours or so opportunity for sleep, and I did succeed at sleep, and Doug did as well. So the first night is always a little bit of a challenge, but the Dragon was a slick vehicle, and we had good airflow, and so we had an excellent evening, and just excited to be back in low Earth orbit again.
The inside, by the way, looked so awesome.
We're looking at a decade since we've had
Russian stacking
American
dolls.
astronauts
Did you see it?
American
Just like it was supposed to. It was we had a couple opportunities to take it out for a spin, so to speak, once after we got into orbit last night, and again today about 20 minutes before we docked. And my compliments to the folks back at Hawthorne and SpaceX for how well it flew. It is exactly like the simulator, and we couldn't be happier about the performance of the vehicle.
And of course, with the new spacecraft, we do hope to put her through her paces, and so the good ship Endeavour is going to get a lot of checkout over the next week or two here, and hopefully we'll be able to declare her operational, and Doug and I will be able to take some burden off of Chris and his crewmates, Ivan and Anatoly, so that we can keep the space station operating at its peak possibilities. So we're looking forward to contributing any way that we can, and like I said, trying to keep space station as productive as possible.
He's trying to get the dolls.
You know, that's a great question. 9 years ago, just about exactly 9 years ago, we docked with Atlantis on STS-135, the last flight of the Space Shuttle program, a 30-year program. And folks at SpaceX, folks at NASA, the Commercial Crew Program put their heads together and worked diligently year after year, making sacrifices, working hard. And then 9 years later, American launch capability was restored, and this is just one effort that we can show for the ages in this dark time that we've had over the past
battery's
several months,
dying.
to kind of inspire especially the young people in the United States to reach for these lofty goals and work hard, and look what you can accomplish.
Don't know what that is. That, of course, is the Chief Operating
Sasa,
Officer.
you doing today's blog? She's doing today's blog, everybody. The spaceship has landed with Dragon inside. Right, Sastinko? The Dragon has landed? Sastinko, your Dragon has landed? Yeah, Sass's Dragon has landed.
Great to see you all.
Sass's Dragon is...
Forward portion of the space station, but I'll tell you what, that's the only way Doug and I know how to do it. So thanks to the team for providing it to happen our way. We appreciate that.
Well, Bob and Doug, just so you're aware, I'm being given the wrap signal. Doug, did you have something to say before we wrap it up here?
Oh, no, sir. We're just happy to be here, and Chris is going to put us to work, and hopefully we will fit in and not mess too many things up.
I have no doubt that you came to the launch. About half the cabinet was at the launch. We had members of Congress and members of the Senate from both sides of the aisle, and this was an amazing moment of unity for the nation. It was an amazing moment for the whole world to look up. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic and some other challenges, we were able to have this very, very special moment where we could all look at the future and say that things are going to be brighter tomorrow than they are today. And you and the NASA team and the SpaceX team gave us that opportunity, and for that we are so, so grateful. I would also be remiss as the NASA administrator if I didn't promote what comes next. And of course, this is the beginning. We are now launching to low Earth orbit again, but we will soon be going to the moon. We will be going to the moon sustainably with commercial partners and international partners. We're going to use the resources of the moon to learn how to live and work for long periods of time. Ultimately, we're going to take all of that knowledge and we're going to go to Mars. And of course, this time when we go to the moon, we go with a very diverse, highly qualified astronaut corps that includes women, which is why we call the program Artemis, named after the twin sister of Apollo, and she, in Greek mythology, was the goddess of the moon. This is the beginning. There is so much more to come, and I'm glad that our representatives of the Johnson Space Center are here because we're going to be asking them to fund this project. and what an amazing day that you guys have given us. So thank you from not just me and the people here, but from the United States of America and people all around the world. I'm more popular on Twitter than I've ever been, and it's because of you guys. Thank you.
Did he just say that?
To the crew on the International Space Station.
Bye, guys!
Hey, Chris, we ask that you just hold your position for a few minutes. There's, of course, a number of photos we'd like to take. And then a quick note for those down here in the room. To Senator Cruz, Congressman Babin, Administrator Bridenstine, Director Geyer, and all of our distinguished visitors, thank you for your participation in today's historic event, and thank you for the leadership that has enabled it.
Thank you!